Gordon, how you doing?
I'm well, James. How are you? David, nice
I'm
to meet you
outstanding. Well, you've been listening to David. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
the whole time. My apologies. My apologies. I popped in there early.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
You're fine. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said, who's this Asian guy over to the side?
Who's the
How
Asian guy,
report?
right? David, James, and I are working on Rush Hour 5.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Look, we're so old. It's gonna be a rush hour for real because the traffic will move.
As soon as you said that, I was trying to decide who has the harder job here. You trying to be Jackie Chan or him trying to be Chris Tucker? I was like, I don't know. I think he might have the harder. Yeah, I think Gordon might have the harder job if you're the one who has to do all the stunts and be Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Gordon and I go back over 30 years, 3 decades. We made millions of dollars. He's always been kind. He's been giving. He used to bring me in Toronto, and we were never financially attached, but I would go out there and teach and train and serve. And we would do it in Toronto. We do it all throughout Europe. And through the years, when I launched my speaker camp, when I was really expanding it, he was the one that was behind me. And if I had 20 people in the camp, 16 of them came from Canada because of him. And if you look at my speaker camp, and I got 20 people max in the camp, out of those 16, maybe 18 of the people that were in my camps for years, none of them, they did not look like me. But because of his word and what he said about me and his edification and knowing what we can deliver, and we would get there together. And it was so impactful, and I forever would be grateful for him, for his belief in me and what he did for me to help me be here in the first place. So, Gordon, I would tell David about what you're doing and our audience on Facebook. What are you doing?
Absolutely. Well, appreciate that, James. Like you said, it's been 3 decades friendship. And I know that, they talk about people in your corner. Well, I know James and I, if we don't talk for a day, a week, a month, a year, it doesn't matter. We're always on the same page. And he's always has my back. James, you mentioned years ago, we were part of a company together where when I got involved in that company, you were already on stage. I saw you sell over $250,000 worth of VHS tapes. When I say VHS tapes, it was like a customer acquisition training. Can you imagine, David? Right, like the tool business. It wasn't Amway. I don't have anything against Amway. I learned some of my biggest mentors are from Amway, even though I wasn't in Amway. And so, books, tapes, rallies, seminars, workshop, that whole idea of personal development, personal growth was how I was taught to build my business. So when I saw James, literally, right, have people standing on their head, right, standing upside down, excited, but not just excited, but they walked away like with real value and tools to actually go and start acquiring customers. And literally, I think, James, they must have sold over $250,000 worth of tapes. Oh, I'm sorry, over $250,000 pieces of tape. And if they would have paid you even $1 a tape, right? I don't think I'm not here to knock the company, but right, I don't think you even got paid on those tapes. So you made money as a leader in that company. And so in Canada, as I was growing my business, I was looking up at James. But he was my hero. They say when you grow up, who do you want to be like? I want to be like JD. I want to be like my big brother JD. I want to be like James Dently. And James would come up, he would teach, he was train, he would mesmerize, he would do everything, as you can appreciate it when you've seen him. And the group in Canada loved him. He was like, he just inspired and motivated and made us all a lot of money. It wasn't just in Canada, it was worldwide, it was in the UK. So James, I have you to thank for that. So thank you.
I'm just happy that I made my mother proud. How about that? So what are you doing right now? You're doing some things with some books. We've done a lot of events, and you need to talk to David about some of the events you do, because David is incredible. You guys start to talk, and you understand this man is, even our interview we just finished, people still don't have the grasp of how good he's in front of that room.
I think, David, you and I met briefly at the summit.
City Gala, maybe?
At the City Gala, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say.
So many people there, was my first time there.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, no, your name seems familiar. I noticed this book cover. I've seen some people sharing this on Facebook.
It's going crazy, right?
Yeah.
Facebook right now. Yeah. So this was a little. This book came. The idea came about November. But the idea started in 2014. So you know how we always talk about thoughts or things. What are you thinking about? And my friend Michael Ballard has always been about resiliency. So I think even as a child, Like he had head injuries. He's battled through cancer twice.
Uh-huh.
Lots of adversities in his life, and he's got a company called Resiliency for Life. And back in 2014, I met Michael at a speed networking event. And I get, James, you have some of the most incredible events. It's incredible, like the folks that you have at every level, right? But the one I went to, we had a 30-second elevator pitch, and Michael came up to me afterwards and said, "Man, like I've seen you in the city. I've seen my friends attend your events, your seminars, your workshops. I'm all about mental health. And can you help me put a room together? Can you put a room together and we can do events, surrounding mental wellness?" And I couldn't at the time, right? My answer to Michael was, look, when I'm passionate about something, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm a lifer, right? Like I would never do this again. We launched 2 books in 1 week. We got our first clients in #1, Canada, US. And now we're in our second book, but I'm in. Like my family, they can't talk to me. I won't let them talk to me. If they talk to me about anything except the book, I'm annoyed. Like, get out of here. You got to eat? No. Right? You got to go for a walk? No. There's a phone call for you? No. Like I am so obsessed. That's one thing James has taught me is when you have a burning desire, right? You don't look to the left, you don't look to the right, you just go forward. And so Michael and I, since 2014, have talked about doing this. And I said, if you want to do a business event, I'll bring Dr. James Dently and he'll inspire and motivate your group like nobody else. But if you want me to put together a room again for advocating depression and mental health, I can't. So anyways, back in November, it finally happened, like after all these years, because I've been involved in a number of other books that we put together, collaborative books, and he's, well, Michael, could we put some stories together? And today, 30+1 Resiliency Story is born. And we launched it in Canada on Tuesday. We were #1 bestseller, literally in probably 3 or 4 hours, smaller market. It was $3.99, so it wasn't a freebie. Yeah. And in the US, it was $2.99. And since Tuesday, we've been sitting at #9. I'm staring at the screen. I'm literally staring at the screen, like, right? So this morning I thought, who could I call? So I called James, and guess what? We're already #3. Nice. What do you think, James? I should have called you earlier.
Okay.
So one of the stories I should share with you is somebody, Jim Giordani is a good friend of mine, as well as James. We've been friends for 3 decades now. He's got a brilliant story, David, of resilience. He's flown through the windshield of a car. Just recently, he's battled through cancer, and he's the mayor of Niagara Falls. He is the most incredible creative businessman on the planet. If you ever get to meet him, man, oh man, my favorite promoters on the planet are Vince McMahon from the WWE. Okay. Right? You mentioned earlier, as good as we are, we need somebody to promote us, right? Right, yeah. We get out of our own way sometimes. And who's the guy, the boxer guy with the long hair? What's his name? I always forget his name.
Don King? Don King?
Don King. Like, those 2 guys are my heroes when it comes to promoting. There's no one who promotes better than those 2, right? But yeah, now, wow, right? Trying to promote it's a bestseller, it is a ton of work. And even if it's on Amazon, people say, oh, it's on Amazon. I'll tell you what, we passed in one of the categories. We went for the best names. We didn't go for simple little basket weaving categories. We went right at self-help person. We went right after motivation, right? And we're in categories like Norman Vincent Peale, right? Dwayne Dyer, Tim Ferriss. My girls are millennials and they're bragging about Brene Brown, which they should. And so by no means am I saying that we're as good, or we're not saying we're better than them. Does that make sense? Like, these are giants in the industry, right? We're just saying it just feels good to even be in a tiny little category for a day, for a week, for a month, where you truly, truly hit #1 bestseller. And that's the feeling we give our authors, if anything else. So going back to Jim, yeah, he's incredible.
The mayor of Niagara Falls.
Go ahead, James.
He's the mayor of Niagara Falls.
Mayor of Niagara Falls. Yeah.
He came to my speaker camp, matter of fact. And when he came to my speaker camp, he had a massive event in Niagara Falls with his people would come from all over the world because Niagara Falls is Niagara Falls. He had a major event with his favorite, I believe, rock group. And he said, man, when I heard you were doing this, I would have not done it for anybody else in the world, but I wanted to be here because I just miss you. And I'm thankful that Gordon told him, hey, when I was doing it. And but he's really, really cool. Let me say this one thing, Gordon. I want to connect you and David together. I don't want to hold you, David.
Yes.
You got to go.
Yeah.
Then,
I got to take off.
Yeah, I want to respect that time, but I want to connect you guys together because Gordon has been doing things with books for a while. With what's the young lady's name that had the #1 women's expo in Toronto?
Randy Goodman.
Randy Goodman. Yeah, yes. She also came to the camp. Wonderful lady as well. So I want to get you guys together because there's some things I think you can do, and David will just be incredible for your audience as well, my friend.
Well, I took a ton of notes, David. Like, I mean, you have the information you have was unbelievable. There's so much I can learn from you. And the one thing I'm going to take away for me is, to learn with, I forget exactly how you said it, but with clients that are going to pay you, right? Work for clients that are going to pay you with the least amount of problems.
Yeah. We want high profit, low maintenance.
High profit, that's the way you use low maintenance.
High profit, low maintenance. Yeah.
Love it.
Well, good. Yeah. You should come to one of our top talent JV mastermind events. We've got breakout sessions. You'd be a great person to facilitate there. Maybe you want to run one of the breakout sessions. Love to introduce you or interview you a little bit. But yeah, I put the website in the chat. You might go there. There's some real good information. Free to you. Just put down invited by James. And if you can stop by some of that, you might like that. We got about 400 people registered. Usually about half will attend, a little bit more than that maybe. So yeah. Okay. Well,
I'll promote that event. What you're doing, I'll promote it on that. And when I'm doing the streaming, because I'm going to stream and broadcast my event out there as well. So I'm going to promote the crap out of yours as well to my whole base.
Okay, great. Are you available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to come on for a little bit, or I can introduce you, or you can tell them about your event? Are you available next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? It's the August 31st, September 1st, and September 2nd. It's this coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Online?
Online, yeah, online.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's all online. Yeah.
What city is it?
My wife's not letting me out of here if the house is on fire.
No. It's all online. It's all online. There'll be people from all over the world. We just did one just for our Australia Asian people, but no, this is the North America one.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect, awesome.
I love
it. Do you want us to send you some marketing material or put your picture on? Create an image for you or something?
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Send it.
All right, I'll send that to you.
I'm there.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Great meeting you.
Right, bye-bye.
Excellent show.
Now, Gordon, we are on Facebook right now.
Okay.
And they've been on for hours, and I wanted to talk to you because I want people to know about your book. We want to support the book and get it out there, help you become a bestseller in the U.S. like you are in Canada and run the time. And I want everybody to know the value that you bring, and because you're so well connected and liked and respected, not just in Canada, but different parts of the world, even in the Asian Pacific and Europe as well. And you bring a lot of value, and you're a person that believes in giving and helping, supporting. And if somebody is a good person and you guys like each other, you help people, period. So I want people to know that about Gordon. So tell them about the book and where do they go to get the book right now, and what do they get from the book?
Absolutely. So you can actually go to Amazon right now, Amazon.com, and just type in the name just the way it is, 30+1 Resilient Stories, and it should pop up. In fact, you can go to any Amazon. It could be Amazon Mexico, UK, doesn't matter. But right now, what's most important, go to Amazon.com, and just one click, you can download the book for free. And it's going to expire midnight California time tonight. Okay, so just go there, download it for free. Please share it with some of your friends, and more importantly, don't just download it. It's obviously going to help. And thank you if you do download a copy of the book. Definitely need your help to get to bestseller in the U.S. But read the book, read the stories. James mentioned our good friend Jim Diodati, who's mayor. Jim sat, when we mentioned James used to come up to Canada, But Jim was one of those guys who sat in the room. He sat in the back of the room, right? Because he was young. He thought he knew it all. I'm not going to learn anything. And when Jim showed up at James's event, he said, you know, Dr. James Dently, I'm grateful to be the mayor of Niagara Falls right now. I'm doing multi-billion-dollar projects with folks in Dubai. I'm doing billion-dollar projects in China. But guess what? It was because of what I learned from you. And his story, it is such a brilliant story of resilience. And if anything, get the book and read just that story.
Yeah, I've always said that everyone doesn't have to be your friend and no one has to be your enemy, but everyone is your teacher. And you can learn so much from stories, because I'll tell you, I am here today because of Mike Cooper's story and the story of people who were in a tough situation, but they're telling a story about how they made it through.
Yes.
And when I found myself in a toughest situation, it helped me to be able to emotionally and physically just be able to deal with cancer, with relationship breaks up, and with losing all my money and being homeless. All of those things, the stories, and what gave me the absolute belief that no matter what the situation was, there was going to be a brighter future for me. And that allowed me to breathe and keep moving forward through the struggle. And so stories, you got to pick it up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and in the book, you got, you know, stories of loss, stories of broken relationships, you know, folks who battled through cancer. But one of the things that you taught me, James, was amazing, and I have a book right here. And you've also
do me a favor, what's the name of the book again? Is that the book behind you?
No, well, back here, yeah. Behind me is the 30+1 Resilient Stories.
Okay, I'm putting that in the chat. So 30+1?
Yeah,
okay.
30+1 Resilient Stories on Amazon.
Okay.
And you can go download that for free right now.
Okay.
So in terms of stories, you taught me to memorize 23 stories.
Okay.
23 stories. You said 23 stories, and just write it in a book. Right. And one day, once you've internalized these stories, you will be able to, whether it's given 5 minutes anywhere or a 2 or 3 hour presentation, you can take a story from your book and talk about it and teach and train and educate.
All right.
23 stories.
Hello, this is my good friend, Gordon So. I want everyone to do me a favor. You know, I've got gifts for you guys every single week. I've been giving books away. David Fagan's giving me some stuff. I want us to go out there and get this book. I will stand behind it 100%. And let's support him, because he's going to bring some things to the table, and other speakers to our broadcast. It's going to really be able to impact your life. And if you're a speaker, trainer, and coach, you know, if we can get you on the stage in Canada, instantly you're an international speaker. He's a master of branding. He knows everybody. So Gordon, I want to thank you, man. I want to hold him too long, but I'm going to just put it in the feed, and I want to make sure you guys go out there and get the book. I'm going to send it out there and post it on Facebook as well. It's on the feed over here with the Zoom that we have that recorded. And I'll be putting it out to my team in our database as well, because we really want to push this book, man, and get it out there. 30+1.
30+1. James, you remember Rosetta Q?
Yeah.
Right? So what you said is Jamaica, grew up in poverty. You invited her to the gala as well, and now she's the CEO she's the founder of the Think and Grow Rich Institute in the Caribbean.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful young lady. She's bright, smart, and just a joy to be around. Yeah, you got a great group, man, a great tribe. But I want to get your people and my people together to expand this thing, and let's make an impact through the world.
That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being with us. You're going to hear a lot more from Gordon So as I keep bringing. We'll do more Facebook Lives. He'll be on some of the shows we're doing. We're going to be doing some broadcasting together through JD3 Network. JD3 TV Network is about to launch in about 45 days. I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us for an hour and a half on Facebook. You know, it's always a treat when good people meet. So God bless each and every one of you guys. Thank you. We'll be back next Friday, but we'll be back probably tomorrow with another Facebook Live, and I'm going to bring Gordon back with me, because even what happens at midnight, we still want to get the message out of stories of people who faced adversities and challenges, and they made it through. And if they can do it, you can do it. And we want your story as well. So you got a story to tell. Let's go tell it together. Thanks, Gordon. I appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.